What's up, my friend? Kris Krohn here, and today we're talking about home equity lines of credit. Getting one might be literally the worst decision of your life, but it also might be the best decision of your life. And for some of you, I'm going to show you at the end of this video how you use it as a tool to make millions of dollars.
'Cause we're gonna be legends. What we're doing here ain't just scary. It's about to be legendary.
So today we're talking home equity lines of credit. And for those of you that don't know exactly what that means, here's where we're at. We're gonna do an example of a property, and we're gonna say that this home has a value of $300,000. But here's what's owed on it, roughly a third. So what's owed is $100,000. Now, you could actually go to the bank and the bank would say, man, you've got so much equity in this house because $100,000 is your mortgage left of what's owed, but between 100 and 300, that, my friend, is $200,000 of equity. And a bank says, since your home is almost paid off, we're comfortable giving some of that equity to you. They'll actually put it on a credit card. They'll give it to you with checkbook control, which is pretty awesome. And a bank will often allow you to use up to sometimes 90% of the value. Could be 80%, some banks 85, some 90%. 90% of that is $270,000. That would be a home equity line of $170,000. Today we're having a conversation about, is a home equity line of credit a good idea or a bad idea? And I want to tell you something right now. If you don't have a business plan, or if you're not an investor, or if you wouldn't use that money responsibly, then getting a home equity line of credit, if your goal is to pay off your house, is a nightmare. That's a bad decision. You might blow it on a boat. You might put it on a car. You might get in the habit of just every month $500 extra going onto your home equity line. And all of a sudden, what happens is instead of getting your house paid off, you're actually loading it up based on consumer debt, stuff that actually doesn't pay you money. However, if you said, Kris, I want to use my home equity line of credit to make me money. Well, funny thing is, a debt can be good and a debt can be bad. When you produce a debt because you're consuming something and you lose money on it, that's bad. You want to stay out of that as much as possible. Rule number one, don't lose money. But if you're using your home equity line of credit to be able to buy businesses or to buy homes or real estate investments that are actually going to make you money, then all of a sudden, this debt is a good debt. You've taken the weapon and you've turned it into a sort of financial freedom. Okay, so I want you to understand that the goal is to get a house paid off. That's at least what a lot of people think the goal is. I want to tell you something, though, that we do very backwards in our society. Do you know when it's time to pay off a house? Oh, you didn't know that sequence mattered, did you? Most people think that if you have a debt, you should do everything in your power to pay it off. That, my friend, is not always true. You actually have to look at when it makes sense with positive arbitrage and when it doesn't. So, for example, if your goal was, I want to pay off this house and I've been paying it off for 20 years and I only have 10 more years left and then I'll have the last 100 grand paid off, you're feeling pretty excited. Don't get a home equity line of credit. It'll screw things up. Check this out. Let's say that you used $40,000 from your home equity line to buy an investment property. By the way, I do this with people all over the world. This is pretty cool stuff. I've been doing this on nearly $1 billion worth of real estate. So I'm going to take $40,000 from my home equity line. Let's say that that represents this much right here, and it's going to actually increase your payment. Let's say it increases your payment by $300. But you take this $40,000, you put it in a piece of property that is now paying you, let's just say, $400 a month. Can the 400 pay the 300? Yes. There's $100 left over. Does that mean on average that you're $100 a month better off? It does, but that's not the real win. You see, this $40,000 in 5 years, based on the way I do my real estate, I sell this house, and let's say I just double my money. Let's say I make $80,000. What can I do now? I can wipe out the debt, and what do I have left over now? I paid the 40 grand back. I had $40,000 left over. What can I do with that 40 grand? I can now put it in another house. Here's a different way of looking at it. You could actually max that strategy out and you could say, Kris, are you telling me that I could take that $170,000 and let's say buy 3 homes and then turn them into 6 homes? And when I sell off those 6 homes, let's just say for all intents and purposes that you've turned $120,000 into $240,000. Well, you pay off the $120,000 that you borrowed. Can you pay off the rest of your $100,000 balance now? The answer is yes, and you have money left over. So using your home equity line to make money can actually be an accelerant. This is what I do with a lot of my business partners. Literally, people will find me from all over YouTube. They'll watch hundreds of my videos. They'll see my track record on thousands of homes, and they'll say, Kris, you have a system to work with me wherever you are in the world and partner up together and actually deploy your assets to build a rapid growing portfolio with some of the best deals in America. That's what I do with people, at least with some people. I mean, I have standards, so not everyone makes a good partner, but if you want to explore that and learn what that is or how you can partner with others, then there's a link below. Go ahead and click the link and then just go ahead and learn from me and my team what that would look like, because your equity might be what's going to save your bacon in retirement. Your equity, or your 401k for that matter, or your IRA for that matter, those become some of the best investment funding sources, so that instead of earning 3, 4, 5%, like your bank account of bricks here, when you retire, if your house is paid off, you can't eat bricks. You need money, which means having paid off anything is a level of security. But having things paid off and a residual income is a higher level of security. And that's really what the goal here is. That's what the intention is. It's to put you in a place where you don't have to sell off your house and downsize and eliminate all those amazing memories because you didn't properly prepare. Home equity line. Is it a good idea? If you're going to use it for a good reason, if you're going to use it to give yourself a chance to financially grow, then it's a fantastic idea. For anything different, it's probably a bad idea. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this was useful for you. I hope it was helpful. You can pick up a copy of my book down below in the link. It's free. You don't have to pay for it. Just cover the shipping. And I'm going to share with you how you can use the equity in your home and literally turn it into millions of dollars. You'll also find a link below for what it might look like for you and I to partner up together, take you into the best markets, and crush it in real estate, because timing is perfect right now. Subscribe. We'll see you on tomorrow's video.